What's the in-house view on Fed hike itself? Is it December? And how many in 2016?
Okay, so our base case view is that there's 60% probability of a rate hike in December. And by end of 2016, we are looking to 1.25% overall. So that's our house expectation.
Okay, I'll just get that number and then I'll think of the impact that will have on FII investments into any emerging market asset class. Rhythm, what are you all working with?
So then that view will drive the dollar up and EM will be in pain. Which is also our base case view. Our U.S. economist has held her view on the Fed hiking in December for quite a while now. So she continues to believe that the Fed will hike in December, and then we are in a steady rate cycle. The U.S. growth outlook actually remains quite anemic. So her forecast is for 1.8% GDP. But what's happening in the US is that because employment is approaching full level, wage inflation is coming back. And that's probably the reason why the Fed may actually hike. So we'll see how that goes. But our house view is that the dollar actually strengthens, the Japanese yen strengthens. So that those, I think...
the dollar strengthens through 2016 even without too many rate hikes.
Yeah, no, well, there will be rate hikes relative to the rest of the world. So the dollar will remain strong. And you got to put that into your trades in the India portfolio. So I agree with Bharat. You want to buy IT services over, say, pharmaceuticals, because I think IT services are more pure beneficiary of a rising dollar.
Yeah, but this clearly means that there will be a lot of disruption in currencies. If both of you expect that the Fed is hiking in December perhaps and a little bit through 2016.
But the rupee will outperform. Amongst the emerging market currencies, we are most bullish on the INR.
Okay, you too?
So we are forecasting a range of 65 to 67 for the rupee. We don't think it's going out of that range.
Okay.
And see, everything is largely expected. So what we are saying is not really out of the world.
Trouble for those who have import competition and trouble for exporters as well in that case, if it's going to be such an outperforming currency.
No, I think it's good if the rupee depreciates a bit, Lata, because the rupee is actually slightly overvalued. It's hurting our economy.
No, what I'm saying by what you all are saying, it doesn't look like it's going to depreciate much.
It won't. And therefore, that is still a problem because India runs a $5 billion BOP surplus on a monthly basis. So, you know, the flows have to stop.
This is terrible for the metal guys, yaar. None of you all are expecting the commodities to do well. And they're going to be cheaper when they land. Because
no, but I'd buy energy stocks, if not metals. I think energy stocks look attractive at these levels. Upstream energy.
Oh, okay, upstream energy. You mean the refining stocks as well?
Well, those are downstream.
Okay. Yeah. Do you mean the refining stocks?
I think that trade is done. The upstream
so you stick with the cane and the ONGCs. Okay. Well, your expectation on the Fed and the rupee, therefore?
Well, our expectation is that the Fed hikes in December. And we'd be expecting benchmark US policy rates to be at 1.5% by the end of 2016. For the rupee, we believe that it should be at about 69 by the end of 2016. Agree with Rhythm there that, it is overvalued. And, I guess there is an imperative to get the rupee down to a competitive level, not just for the sake of exports, but also to protect domestic industrial production. Because, we all have to admit that, we have a very large country like China next door with excess capacity in virtually everything. And, not enough demand. So, we're going to be very, very vulnerable to dumping. And we need a competitive currency to protect domestic industry.
Well, what's just the numbers that you all are working with in terms of Fed and rupee?
So similar on December, 25 basis point hike. And the continued hikes next year. Much more bullish on US growth next year per se. What it means for India, rupee forecast is 69 next year. We are less concerned about rupee strength hurting exports per se, because we've seen historically small 5-7% or 10% overvaluation doesn't affect competitiveness. You need much bigger moves for competitiveness to come into play. So we'll worry less about that as of now.
What's the Nifty return? 12 months down the line, December 2016, December 31st, 2016?
So our target is 9,200.
Not very ambitious. Rhythm?
Mid-teens. So about
Give me a number for Nifty if you...
Yeah, so I have a Sensex number, so we'll translate
15%.
that. Yeah, that's 30,000.
Okay, so it's a 15% appreciation that you would expect. Gautam?
We don't have an official target next year, but we'll be looking at 10 to 12% upside.
About 12% upside.
10 to 12% upside.
10 to 12%. Bharat?
Well, I mentioned this on your show a month back. The Nifty touches 9,000 sometime in 2016.
Okay. So if you catch the time right, then there is a 10% gain waiting to happen that at best.
More than a 10%, Lata. I just think that you have to be wary of the fact that next year is going to be very volatile for global equities, purely because of, if conjecture just at some point in time if the Fed realizes it's behind the curve, there could be a lot of difficulty. So, this is a market which you want to trade.
You want to trade. Okay, I guess the unanimous answer from everyone is that mid caps would do better than large caps, better than the big indices. Rakesh? Well, I cannot ask you a number, but if you can, mid caps.
Yeah, it appears that mid caps will continue to outperform large caps. More so because we are expecting domestic money to be one of the key drivers. So I think they'll continue to plow money into mid caps.
Okay.
It actually reminds me of 2006. Lata, I had written a note called "My Mid Cap is Fine." I think that theme will be there in 2016. Every portfolio manager will assure you my mid cap is fine. I worry about that.
Okay, that's a very interesting theme, really, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of questions from Franklin Templeton and from ICICI Pru on that. Bharat, would mid-caps outperform? Continue to outperform?
Well, Lata, you have to again appreciate that, it's very difficult to make a broad call on the mid-caps at an index level. I guess what happens is, you invest in mid-caps because you like the particular unique story. So, if you like that story, then, you shouldn't really bother about the index.
You should also watch Wizards of Dalal Street. Yes. Gautam.
Over the long term, yes, but for next year, no. So
next year would be more heavyweight.
In line or underperform the large caps.
Okay. Best and the brightest of fund managers here, those who advise the FIIs, believe it is going to be a 10 to 15% plus at the index level. The FI, the greenbacks will mostly be positive. India will be the best boy in the emerging market basket 2016 as well. Not a bad way at all to step into the new year. Thank you very much, Rakesh, Rhythm, Gautam and Bharat. I think they deserve a slightly louder round of applause. Thank you.